Hello, welcome to part 2 of Genesis chapter 4. I'm reading out of the NIV Bible today because that's what I brought with me to this beautiful park of Ravens Rock State Park in North Carolina. We hiked in and camped for the night. It's a very beautiful place. Amazing. But today is part 2, or this portion is part 2. So, let me start with, we're in the NIV, we're in chapter 4. Let's just start reading. Okay, I'm sorry, now I'm already goofed up. Chapter 4 says, Adam lay with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. And Cain said, with the help of the Lord, I have brought forth the man. Later she gave birth to his brother Abel. We got 2 kids. All right. Now Abel kept flocks. Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord. But Abel brought fat portions. Let's get that right. Brought fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. These are important. I still ponder upon this. One was like a grain and food offering. The other one was actual fat from young. Firstborn of his flocks. All right. So. In the course of time, we're at Cain brought some of the fruits, and then Abel brought fruits. Now, the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. All right. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you did what was right, if you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must master it." These are good key points here. Okay, 1. Why was Cain's offering again not accepted? And did it come from the same? So over a course of time, Cain brought some fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord. Some fruits. Okay. Later on we'll learn that there is grain offerings and other things, and that's important for cleansing of certain sins or as a celebratory kind of thing. But Abel brought fat portions of some of his firstborn of his flock. Now, this is the funny thing, because the Lord looked favor with Abel and his offering. And then the Lord also tells Cain, hey, if you do what is right, won't you be accepted? So obviously he knew he didn't do something right at this point. Maybe they had a conversation before this saying, hey, if you're going to do this, I want, the Lord said, I want this. Sin is already in place. Okay. Adam already sinned. Adam and Eve, sorry, already sinned. So sin is already there. And then on top of that, you have later on, we'll see Cain kills Abel. But this is important. The first fruits of his flock. When we learn about tithing and stuff, it's kind of like, that's one of those things. As a Christian, I think it's important for you get your paycheck and you take your first fruits. Now I'm talking to you about this. This is one of my deepest challenges in my spiritual journey. Is tithing, and so I wrestle with God a lot with this one. But that's my personal thing. I'm just being vulnerable to you because you are my friend and we're talking one-on-one here. Well, actually, you get to listen. It's kind of a captive audience. All right, so that's important. Just put a pin note there. That was important. And then the Lord talked to him and said, why are you angry? Why are you mad? Because I didn't look favor upon you? Because you didn't do what was right. It's kind of like, hey, knucklehead, hello, you didn't do what was right. So why would I look as favor upon you? This is kind of foreshadowing also of what's going to happen next. Okay, so now we're going on. Here's the other thing. The Lord commands him. This is like, I feel it's like almost the first proverb right out of the Lord. The first bit of wisdom he kind of gives to him. Because before it was like, hey, you need to name the animals. I want you to fill the earth, propagate, have kids, raise babies. Your job is to populate the earth. Now he's telling us, or he tells, everybody, look, sin desires to have you. but you must master it. So sin is almost viewed upon as a person, an action. It desires to have you. Your natural tendency is to do this thing, to do wrong. That's your natural tendency. So the real struggle is to master that, overcome that sin. So what is that for you? Maybe as let's say you got into alcohol, and now you drink too much, and now you're drunk, and you got to master that. If that means at that point, if you're too deep, you got to take yourself away from that so you can master it. Don't let it master you. You master it. So you overcome those battles, overcome that. And the Lord helps you with those things. You're not by yourself. You're not alone on this. There's support groups with other people that are in that, but the Lord is the one that really helps you in this. Okay, now, let's see. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out to the field. Cain's like, hey, bro, come, let's go. And while in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. So now we have kind of like the first, maybe the second crime. Well, they ate the fruit from the tree of wisdom or knowledge of good and evil. And now you got the next generation, their kids, and Cain's attacking and killing somebody. So now we got violence involved. Violence wasn't here, but second generation is already here. Awesome. Not good. So it's been with us for a while. It's been since the dawn of time here, almost. All right. Okay. So he goes into the field now, and he attacked his brother and killed him. Took his life. What was the thought process? Well, my offering wasn't accepted and his was. If I eliminate the competition, then the Lord has no choice but to accept me. Is that a possibility of his thought process? I don't know. It seems to make sense to me. All right. Killed him. Okay, then the Lord said to Cain, where's your brother Abel? Really? Do you honestly think he's asking because he doesn't know? This is the Lord God Almighty. Created everything. Yeah, he knows. He knows. But the part of the process, the part of the exercise, he's still children of God. It's still, his creation. It's offspring from his original creation. And he's like, where's your brother? Don't we kind of do that as parents? Hey, have you seen my flashlight? Kid that you like to shine in the dark all the time? Have you seen my flashlight? What does the kid say? I don't know. I haven't seen a flashlight. Yeah, it's in your hand. It's under your pillow, wherever it's at. The kid took it, but you're still going to ask him anyways. And that the process to help him understand that what he did was wrong, and he knows he was wrong, and fess it up, right? To fess it up, to acknowledge the truth, say it, be done with it. All right, so he says, so what does Cain say? I don't know, he replied. Am I my brother's keeper? Push him back to the Lord, saying, hey, you're God, we'll figure it out, right? Do some of us kind of do that now within our own personal life? The Lord said, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood calls out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground. So not only was he, he was working the ground. Remember the first curse from Adam, he had to work with thorns and all this stuff. So it's hard labor as a gardener, this, or a farmer. And so curses the ground. And which opened its mouth, cursed is the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, you will no longer yield its crops for you. It will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth. So now, Cain suffers even worse. No more thorns, nothing. No matter what you plant, it's not going to happen. Okay? Or maybe it's very hard. It's going to be a hard struggle. Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is more than I can bear. Don't you have a kid like that? Or if you have kids they're like that, or maybe you were like that. Hey, listen, you're grounded for a week. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. Oh, it's too much. And you start squealing, right? And you scream. Well, it's pretty natural for this to happen. Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is more than I can bear. Today you're driving me from the land. How am I going to eat, Lord? And I will be hidden from your presence. So he recognizes that was important, to be in the presence of the Lord. That was important to him. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. Okay, that's interesting. He's the only one that's killed. right? He's the only one. Now he's worried somebody's going to kill him. That in its whole, the whole murder thing, taking somebody's life. I mean, that's a whole spiel, because you have a myriad of ways to do it. You know, there's war. There's somebody likes to murder. The psychological aspect of it, or your psyche, whatever you want to call it. Then there's self-defense. There's ways that people die by another human's hand. Okay. But the Lord said to him, "Not so. If anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over." It's pretty serious. Now, I'm not just going to punish them like I punished you. I'm going to punish them 7 times harder. Okay? So, then the Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So he identifies him. Hey, boom, this is Cain the murderer. No one touch him. Okay? So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Okay, so he's east of Eden now. You know, he got pushed out further. Cain laid with his wife, and she became pregnant. So, well, there's more people, right? Wait, a wife? Where did she come from? This is a good debate. I love this part, because what is written is only what he wanted us to know. Okay, so I think God leaves these little morsels, these little juicy nuggets of truth in there to help us think about it. Because remember, we're like him, creative, right? So let's get our creative mind going. Where did it come from? God said he rested from creation, right? He created in 6 days and then rested. We only have the account of Adam and Eve and all the animals and all that other stuff. Who is to say he didn't, I'm going to make some other people over here, but I'm going to write this. These people are my people, right? Or this is the only people I'm going to record history on. It would be hard pressed to think that with all the different cultures, all the different types, the look, the skin color, eye color, all these things, surely he created somewhere else. It's not revealed to us because it's not really, is that important? To the whole story of God's love and redemption and how he feels about you, it's not a detail that really needs to be known right now. Okay, Cain laid with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city, and he named it after his son Enoch. So now we have cities. All right, cool. We got cities. To Enoch was born Irad, and again, these names, they're just tough for me because I'm just saying Irad. I-R-A-D. Irad, I don't know. Was the father of, here's a really good one, Mehujael. Majul. I don't know. And Majul was the father of Methuel, I guess. Methusael is how you spell his name. And Methuselah was the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women. Okay, is this greedy? He's like, I'm gonna have 2 wives. I don't need one. I need 2. I heard a rabbi speak on this one time, and his viewpoint was, 1 he married for birthing children, and 1 was for pleasure. Okay, so Lamech married 2 women. One was Adah, A-D-A-H, 4 letters. And the other is Zillah, Z-I-L-L-A-H. Adah gave birth to Jabal, J-A-B-A-L, Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. Okay, all right. We got tent makers here in livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, J-U-B-A-L. Hey, it's so nice for you guys to change 1 letter and make 2 different names. This is great. He was the father of all who played the harp and flute. Jubal is J-U-B-A-L. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain. Tubal Cain. Wait a second. That, Cain is his grandfather, right? Tubal Cain. All right. Okay, so Tubal Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal Cain's, okay, we'll go with Tubal Cain. But he's forging bronze and iron. So, let me see. Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, these guys, Jubal and Jabal. And then you've got, in the same thing, Zillah had a son, Tubal Cain. Okay, same generation, just different wife, who forged all kinds of tools. So we have, was that third or fourth generation, and men are forging now. Forging tools. Okay, so human beings are pretty smart, that's for sure. And so then Tubal Cain's sister was Naamah. N-A-A, that's two A's, M-A-H. Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, listen to me. Wives of Lamech, hear my words. This is, what if we talked to our wives like that today? That would be kind of funny. I have killed a man and for wounding me. So he got wounded by another man and he decided to kill him. Okay. Wasn't that was his dad, right? Who killed? Cain killed. Now Lamech killed. Man, this is going deep now. Okay, I've killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. So he's an older man, killed a younger man for wounding him, injuring him. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech will be 77 times. I think this guy's kind of proud. Hey, if this happened to, my father, then it's going to be 77 times. Adam lay with his wife again. So we forget about this guy now. We're moving on next. Adam lay with his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth also had a son, and his name was Enosh. E-N-O-S-H. At that time, men began to call upon the name of the Lord. So very cool. We learn that being in the presence of the Lord is important. Obviously, very important. And then at that time, men began to call upon the name of the Lord. So is this a different action? Is this something different? Maybe was the Lord still walking around in the garden or the earth and you could hear him walking? But they were calling to him. Maybe he wasn't quite as present as he used to be. Anyway, these are my thoughts on Genesis chapter 4. Thank you for joining me today. I hope wherever you are, that God will bless you in your journey and that you'll draw closer to him. And y'all have a great day. Thanks.